it feels like one of the chase scenes in like Gone in 60 Seconds once Nicolas Cage steals a car, you know?
Yeah, I get more Ronin vibes.
Totally, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it makes the heart flutter.
Yeah, it seems like, hey, do you want to do the sample? And he's like, I kind of want to. So it's in my brain. Okay, here we go.
Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And we are so happy to be with you on this chilly winter evening.
It's actually relatively balmy.
37 degrees today.
Yeah.
Some sunlight helped me chip through some of the snow and ice in front of my shop here.
Yeah, it's now down to 22, which is...
Still, it's double digit.
It is double digits,
Better than we've had here in the Northeast. We hope all of you are being safe in the world and avoiding the snow and ice at all costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in the Northeast.
Yeah.
What do we got on our ears today?
On our ears, we're going to listen to 9 Inch Nails' debut album, Pretty Hate Machine.
Ooh, love that. And debut, 92?
89.
89. That says so much to me. I don't know why I thought it was 92, but for 89, talk about production, man.
Yeah. And this album comes in at number 453 on Rolling Stone magazine's 500 greatest albums of all time list.
Man, I feel like Rolling Stone magazine and publication in general is very... There's artists that you just know that they love.
Mm-hmm.
9 Inch Nails or anything that Trent Reznor touches, in my mind, with no proof. I'm just like, oh yeah, they freaking love them.
Yeah, he did pretty well for himself throughout the 90s.
I mean, you are very familiar with this album.
Mm-hmm.
So can you give me some background on the album, but also kind of give me your kind of like Cliff Note background on its exposure?
Sure. I mean, I'll start with that a little bit. I was not smart enough to be goth in high school, but I
didn't know there was like an IQ test.
Usually they're the smartest people in the school.
Got it.
And, but I accepted them enough where I was in the friend group to some extent. And so one of my goth friends, this album came out on October 20th, 1989, and I had this on cassette by Thanksgiving.
Got it.
Virtually unknown, but thanks to my goth friend hookup,
we're in.
And so I had this on cassette. So I've definitely heard this before. And it was so interesting to me because of where I was musically in my life, because I was kind of a metalhead in high school, but also I did like jazz, but I was also big into punk rock. So at this time I had going through my ears would be certainly Metallica was big in my ears. Fugazi was also big in my ears, which seems counter since Metallica at the time was more like Alcoholica and Fugazi was a straight edge punk band. So
but they were loud and fast.
Yes, and had an amount of anger and angst. And but it's also the 80s, and I wasn't afraid of Paula Abdul either.
Oh man, she's fantastic.
And this sort of came right into this really interesting spot for me. And I was also mainlining a lot of Jane's Addiction.
That you were borderline going to say I was mainlining a lot of heroin because you talked right about Jane's Addiction.
No, that was Jane's job.
Yes.
Truth.
Yeah.
And so And I was fortunate enough when that album came out to be an early adopter of that one.
Was Dave Navarro the original guitar player?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
Yep. And so I was fortunate to see them when I was like 16 at this little club in Northampton, Massachusetts called
Before
Pearl
Perry's
Street.
punching his bandmates.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's such a sad way to go.
Yeah. So this album to me was just very interesting. There wasn't a lot like it. There were bands that were heavier. They're doing some stuff. You had like Ministry was out and doing some stuff. But this, Trent coming from a synth pop background also has some of those stylings in this album.
Yeah. Who else would you say was in that wave of kind of the digital sampling synth pop stuff? I mean, are we talking like In Excess?
Sure.
Are we talking?
There's actually hints of In Excess in this album.
Yeah, I was going to say
buried in there. But he was also like influenced by, Depeche Mode.
Mm-hmm, there we go.
Ministry, Gary Newman.
Okay, that makes perfect
Yep.
sense as well.
Talking Heads.
Who isn't?
Yep. And Prince, of course.
I got a Prince note later in this album.
Yeah. So when we talk about Nine Inch Nails, we're really talking about one individual. We're talking about Michael Trent Reznor.
Trent, the most 90s ass name ever.
It really is.
Keith Trent.
Not in my town. I grew up in this town, which was not far from a hippie commune, like a legit hippie commune. So I had some pretty interesting names in my area. I don't think we had any Trents.
No. Trent's like New Jersey, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So Trent is from Newcastle, Mercer County, Pennsylvania. He lived with his grandparents after his parents' divorce. And he started piano lessons as a child. He's actually classically trained. And he played in a lot of local bands in his early teens, including Option 30, Slam Bambino, The Exotic Birds, The Innocent, and Lucky Pierre.
Lucky Pierre.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
And during this time, he honed his keyboard skills, obviously, and guitar as well, and started getting into production. And he did attend Allegheny College for a period of time before focusing on music. And eventually he moved to Cleveland. And when he was there, after he relocated to Cleveland, Ohio, he worked at various recording studios. And I don't know if you ever heard like the janitor story, but he was essentially a janitor.
Okay.
But he was also an engineer. So they were like, he was apprenticing as an engineer at this recording studio, but he was also waxing the floors and cleaning the toilets.
Understood.
Yep. And he actually was able to, engage, in that space and was able to get time in the studio. Like as long as he like brought the tape, they were like, all right, a little bit of wear and tear on the tape heads. We'll let you do that. You're pretty good. So he was able to like hone his engineering craft kind of like for free.
That's great.
And so, yeah, they gave him a lot of access to that. He started recording his music all independently. He was having a hard time for a while trying to find a band that could live up to what he was trying to do. So he took the Prince approach for the most part on his recordings and played all the instruments, sans drums. He either programmed drums or got a drummer to play.
Got it.
And we already talked about these influences already. So before this album came out, he started recording some demos, circulated through some clubs, and they were later bootlegged as this thing called The Purest Feeling.
The Purest Feeling.
Yeah. And early versions of Down In It and Ring Finger, which is originally titled Twist, appeared on these demos. Down In It was released as a single shortly before the album came out. And essentially, these sessions took place in a couple locations, mostly Right Track in Cleveland. And then he moved around to a couple of other places where, actually, there's a note that I'm missing, but we'll figure this out. Oh, I got it here. All right. So the Right Track Studio is where he was honing his skills in Cleveland.
Got it.
And he could have been like the guy there. But he felt like he would be like a Right Track guy.
Sure.
And ended up moving over and getting signed with TVT Records. And so he produced a lot of this stuff himself, but then he also was able to get the likes of Flood to come and produce 2 songs on this album, Keith LeBlanc and Adrian Sherwood, and John Fryer.
So he brought a bunch of other names on to help produce.
Yep.
That explains so much in hindsight of having listened to this album better part of a dozen times.
Yeah. The album peaked eventually. It wasn't a big hit at first. Head Like a Hole became a big hit, became an MTV hit.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
Head Like a Hole is the one off this album. Even if you don't think you know it based upon the song name, you've heard it.
Yeah. Eventually it peaked at number 75 on the Billboard Top 200. The album is certified triple platinum at this point. It started off gold. It took like 1992. It was certified gold and is now triple platinum. And really, this was an instigator album for industrial in many ways.
Sure.
Another interesting story I came up with, I didn't realize this, I don't remember this, but the video for Down In It actually led to an FBI investigation because there's a camera attached to like a weather balloon and in the video, and it was mistaken for a corpse.
Oh gosh.
So they thought that someone had actually died, like it was a snuff film, and it was just Trent Reznor who had been sort of covered up in gunk and all that sort of stuff. But it took a little bit of
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
A little trouble.
yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That makes it rock.
Yeah. I mean, this album's not been obviously it's done well, hasn't won any major awards or anything like that. But I think it's earned its place in its musical legacy.
Yeah. I mean, 9 Inch Nails, if you just kind of look at that style of music, are the leaders of the pack in their industry and still relevant to this day.
Yeah. And you and I talked about this briefly the other day, that this is a brand new album for you.
Yeah. I mean, besides Head Like a Hole, I honestly have never heard any of these songs before.
Yeah. Which actually surprises me because I'd say at least the first 2 songs, Head Like a Hole and Terrible Lie, I feel like those at least have made it into the zeitgeist, but I was surprised. And I think one of the things you said is essentially this isn't quite as heavy as you thought it was going to be.
No, and this is what I love about this podcast is, I've listened to other 9 Inch Nails and more modern productions of 9 Inch Nails, and I have a very clear profile in my head or thought of what they are. And I was quite surprised kind of what was actually behind the curtain on this album. And I can say how far they've come.
Yep.
I know it's Trent, but also I know that he has some pretty consistent guys who are with him now. Yeah. And so it's neat to kind of watch that, though I will say some of my feedback won't be the most flattering because it's really hard for me to like pop that image of like this like hardcore guy.
Right.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Anything else notable you want to talk about?
Not at this point.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll get down to this song breakdown after this.
All right, America. It's Kid Rock here with my brother RFK. And after we cuddled in the hot tub, we went into the studio and laid down some dope-ass tracks. No corporate bullshit. Just us dropping truth with guitars and fire.
That's right. The new album, Polio Summer and the Prom Queen, is raw as the crop milk from Helga's Pitchin'.
We kicked this bitch off with the banger Jeans in the Sauna. We were shooting beers like skeet,
Blowing coke off toilet seats.
and trying to undress that bitch from DHS.
I've been fucking ketchup mommy.
And bitching about a bomby, wearing jeans up in the sauna, we the best.
That track will knock you off the spectrum. Next we got banana clip of libtard tears.
You talked about the weapon, the discombobulator. What is that?
Discombobulator. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
But what does it do?
Let me just tell you, you know what it does? None of their equipment works. That's what it does.
First I talk shit about AOC. 6 woke trans cried effortlessly. I mixed up tears with owl's sperm yeast. If I had a voice, I'd call it a feast.
Suburban street, sipping hooker spit. I see 3 libtards let 10 slip. They all walked away cause I'm shooting from the hip. I threw on my jorts, then I took a dip.
I got 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink. Russia's about to let the files sink.
It was my name. I'm very proud of the name. But this is handled very well. Well, it did something.
Hell yeah. That's for the Warriors. Last one we're dropping today is Grass on the Field, but she's still a kid.
Hey, so thanks for inviting me. Honestly, I have a lot of math homework tonight. I'm so sorry I can't make it. I hope you're doing well, though. Thank you for...
This is for the holy rollers and the Jesus peepers. All my MAGA homies buying gold ass sneakers. Eating lo mein from my man Old Yeller. Chrissy, where my dog's at? Don't tell her. I'm trying to buy hash in the Trump Hotel. Only paid in cash to my man Patel's. Me? Gonna get snatched, badass blondie. One fucks grandpa, other one's Bondi. Mary Kate and Ashley make me firm. I'm skull fucking Bobby and eating the worm like RK's uncle. I'm flipping my lid. She got grass on the field, but she's still a kid.
Thank you for thinking of me. I really appreciate it.
And they're good fighters.
Yeah.
Great fighters.
Don't wait for the deep state to scrub these hits off the internet, man. This is 14 discs of pure America.
If you order in the next 10 minutes, we'll include a commemorative lead-lined canteen filled with my personal pork slurry and a signed photo of us barefoot in a meat-packing plant.
So grab Polio Summer and the Prom Queen by the pussy right now. It's the only record that comes with measles and hits you in the junk harder than Sally on the swing set.
Oi. And, you know, if you try and make lemonade and you add sumac, you know, just make sure you're getting the right stuff. I'm talking about the Middle Eastern spice. You can't go out back and get poison sumac.
No.
It does not. It's not good for your heartburn or probably your heart.
I would agree. And I can tell you, as someone who grew up not being allergic to any of those things, sumac, poison sumac, poison ivy, poison oak, you can all of a sudden become allergic to it.
Oh no. You get all cocky.
Oh yeah. Just like walked in like almost naked,
Hopefully you didn't touch your cocky.
It did not. And then we went on a trip to Yosemite, and I was like just covered in yucky.
That sounds horrible, man.
Yeah.
I hate that for you.
Yeah, I just remember when I was a kid, I was playing volleyball and it went into the poison sumac. I'm like, I got this, and I just walked in, grabbed the volleyball. Doesn't matter.
No one cares.
Put it on my face, put it in my mouth. It's all good. And all of a sudden,
Okay.
nope.
Things you don't have to think about on a daily basis.
No.
Until you do.
Right.
Oh, well, I have to make sure we don't have any of that now that I have a little cherub running around.
I need poison sumac like I need a hole in my head.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, song number 1, Head Like a Hole. So Pretty Hate Machine. This 10 songs, just under 50 minutes for this publication. And man, does it open up swinging.
It sure does.
This is the song I mentioned earlier that you probably know. It's the one I knew. Mm-hmm. And it cranks. It's hard to believe it was 89.
It really is. It's such an iconic like intro. The drum part is just so good, even with the samples.
Especially with the samples.
Yeah, it in the howling in the background that's going on. I was lucky enough. I saw 9 Inch Nails this past year.
Let's say like last month or something like that, right?
Yeah, maybe September, something like
okay.
that. Yeah. Actually, they're going to be here in a few days.
Really?
Yeah.
We going?
I think it's like next Wednesday.
We don't. Who needs to record a podcast?
Yeah. Anyway, and doing this song with a live drummer, it doesn't matter. But
Who do they have on drums right now? Didn't they do a swapperoo with
Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters? Yeah.
he sure did. He crushed it. And so
Jimmy, no, who is it?
names
I'm about to say
leaving my brain.
it wasn't Jimmy Chamberlain though, was it?
No.
Didn't he was in conversation about potentially taking on the Foo
Yeah.
Fighters mantle.
Right. Yeah, they just switched drummers, and now I'm brain farting. We'll get it.
All
here.
good, yeah. So yeah, this song builds into its final form quite quickly, but but it's nice. You hear these layers, these stacks, a lot of digital kind of samples, a la like almost like record samples that you would steal to make hip hop.
Yep.
But now mix that with fully down to like Kraftwerk type sampling.
Yeah.
And so you actually have these two key worlds meeting, which is the beginning of electronica and the beginning of hip hop. Hear me out. But when you listen to some of the drum breaks that are taken, it's literally the same exact technique.
Yeah, and he raps later on.
Kinda.
He raps like DJ Jazzy Jeff raps. Like it's not a Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
It's relatively early in the album too.
Yeah.
We'll definitely cross that bridge. But this song's great, and what I really like about it, and what met like my image in my head of what a Nine Inch Nails or a Trent Reznor is, and it was like just this huge statement about it's very anti-establishment, very anti-religion specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't the band name a reference to that? 9 Inch Nails.
He mentions it in the last song.
That's right.
Yep.
So the I just kind of love his power and how he goes through kind of these different trends.
Yeah.
He has this like growl thing, but he also has this kind of like sarcastic singing style. So when he's going like the God money kind of whispery thing, love that. And then no, you can't take it screaming.
Yep.
Love that too.
And then they had like a whole even more energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually screaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has these different levels, and you're like, this is metal, this is industrial, this is heavily electronic. It's on the grid, hard as hell. You know.
I heard someone say it's heavy metal meets Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I actually started listening to Pet Shop Boys recently.
Nice.
So.
Nice. This song was written in about 15 minutes. This is a late edition. The rest of the album had already been done.
Unreal. I mean, unreal.
Yeah. And this is one of the ones that Flood actually produced. And apparently he was offered $200,000 to use this song in a commercial for some brand. No one can remember what it is now. It's either beer or Gatorade, but
Gillette.
Yeah. And he didn't want to. He just is like, I don't want to sell out yet. I'll do that later.
Man, imagine coming off the nobody train, being offered $200K and saying no to it.
Yeah.
That takes some cojones.
It does. Now the song's been covered a lot. Miley Cyrus did a cover of it. Devo did a cover of it.
That's cool. That's
Yep.
like a nice like backwards respect.
Yeah. And this also was in Black Mirror.
It was definitely in Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Black Mirror's like so conducive to this music.
Sure is. It sure is.
Yeah, you can't say enough good things about not only the song but where it falls on the album.
Yeah.
If you have to show a song off to like really be like you like this or don't, this is a really good example of the one you can kind of send out as a feeler.
And the one thing about like his musical training, you talked about the "No, you can't take it." What's really cool about that is the rhythmic phrasing of that. So because he goes, "No, you can't take it. No, you can't."
He jumps it, yeah.
And he keeps skipping a beat.
He'll do that a few times throughout the course
Yeah.
of the album. Some are really blatant.
Yeah.
No, what's clear to me is that you have this guy who's very musical, very artistic, has a lot of command of his kit.
Yeah.
And this tune in particular does a really good job of showcasing and setting the stage for it.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a really loud arc here or anything like that to follow through with.
Yeah. This album is not the downward spiral.
Yeah.
He evolves.
Kinda. Yeah. I mean, you have the gift of making anything an arc if you want to.
No, I'm just saying like the arc of that album, and like he just gets better, like a fine wine, as he goes through his years. And so if you're familiar with Downward Spiral and you go to this, you might be like, "Ooh, this is kind of like Nine Inch Nails light."
Yeah, I imagine that's parallel with kind of where I'm sitting. That's so funny you say that.
Yeah, because I was fortunate enough to get this right off the presses.
Yeah.
I had no other
point of reference. And we've spoken about this before, and it's how I feel about the Beatles and Zeppelin. I just simply wasn't introduced to them ever. They don't hold any nostalgic value for me at all. And now so many people have stolen, emulated, chopped, enhanced those styles that it's so hard for me to go in with full appreciation backwards when it was never instilled in you,
Yeah. Well, that's why it's good to have a podcast called Backwards Beats where we can go backwards.
Precisely. And it's not to say that, I'm a Luddite. I'm unable to hear the goodness in it. I certainly am. But, I think the Nine Inch Nails that I am most familiar with was probably, at the highs of the career, mid 90 to late 90s when it was like really cooking. And still they were he was the big guy in the pool.
So I just got goosebumps thinking about something when you mentioned the Beatles. There's no reference to this at all, but the song Dig a Pony.
Yep.
So think about that guitar tone and think about the guitar tone in Head Like a Hole and almost the same rhythmic thing.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's because that's the Dig a Pony guitar tone's pretty heavy for the Beatles.
I don't know if it's heavy for the Beatles. I mean,
right. It's not distorted, but
Dan's excited.
I'm excited. Yeah.
No. Let's back to back them during the break and see what that sounds like.
Oh, I bet it's the same key.
Oh man, now he's thinking.
Who knows?
All right,
that could just be a terrible lie, though.
I see where we went with that. Song number 2, Terrible Lie. By the way, Head Like a Hole. Not only does it get the first song of the album, Blessing, in numbers, but we're looking at just shy of 92 million streams on good old Spotify.
I'm actually surprised it's not higher because I feel like that song has just made it more into the zeitgeist than that.
I wonder if there is I agree with you. I wonder if there's a remaster or a greatest of that's also like cutting into that share.
Yeah.
On here, but by far the most popular in streaming here.
Yeah.
Not unpopular. In fact, second most popular is song number 2, Terrible Lie.
Song crushes.
Yeah. Off the bat, the thing that really catches me in artistry is they're doing some really cool transitional stuff between songs.
Yeah.
In the digital drums.
Yeah.
And they kind of twist the drums into the new groove.
Yeah.
They're using these crazy gunshot sounds too to kind of like show you the next songs here.
Yeah.
And I thought that was incredibly thoughtful.
Yeah. You'd say this is potentially like the blueprint for industrial.
Yeah, and I would give it to the negative space that's used here. Mm-hmm. Lots of space down the middle. This is poster boy industrial music. It's a little less chaotic than Head Like a Hole.
Yeah, and there's like industrial sounds in it.
Yeah, truly,
like literally, machines cranking in,
and it simultaneously cements Trent as an industrial sounding singer.
Yeah,
because you'd be like, what is a singer supposed to sound like here? Well, that guy sounds perfect in this.
Yeah. Yeah. And here, his iconic scream when he's screaming the terrible lie, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's what you should be, it's how you should sound when you're saying terrible lie.
And it has a lot of the hallmark sounds of 80s digital still, but in a good way. Yeah. It's a lot of the stuff that I'm familiar with when you look at that Devo or formerly Kraftwerk at that point.
Yep.
And who did you mention earlier? Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And even if you look at some of like the Cure stuff.
There's a song on here where the Cure, I feel like, took from this album.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it's still there and of its era, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, this is their most performed song, claiming it's over. They've played this song over 1,000 times live.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive.
Thematically speaking, love it. We're still very anti-church, anti-establishment. It's still like very middle finger up.
Yeah.
And that's the version of Trent I really like.
Yep.
My favorite item in this song is there's during the interludes and especially on the outro, there's this cool synth that kind of has like a failing detuned
Yep.
arpeggio going on. It's more like a sequence. It's like kind of a randomizer. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it feels so fresh, even though it's 89.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what I like here is the song. We talked about bridges. This song doesn't have a bridge, but it has an outro, which it's just this constant theme, which is, what is it? I need someone to hold on to, right? I gave you everything. I need something to hold on to. So even though we're talking about all of these, this also could just be a love song.
Yeah, I considered that.
Yep.
This one to me is more like holding on to the narrative. I think he's specifically talking about organized religion.
Well, hey, God, there's nothing left for me to hide. I lost my ignorance, security, and pride. I'm alone in a world that you must despise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty safe there.
Yeah, it's the whole, well, if God is so amazing, why do babies die?
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Tales old as time.
Yeah.
The other piece here, and I don't know who the producer on this specific one was, but there's some, this is a really good kind of masterclass, for lack of better words, in using your soundscape space. Because it's so open, there's some really nice, just little touches, the finesse.
Yep.
Like he'll do a thing, and there's tiny delay of him doing the same thing down in like the right hand corner. Like
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Trent Reznor and Flood.
Flood again.
Yep.
And I think that you can hear the two songs really marry.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Flood, otherwise known as Mark Ellis, is a fairly well-known producer, and what makes him special in the context of this album is he had just gotten done with this tiny little album called The Joshua Tree.
That's right.
By U2. And he's produced a lot of people. He's produced Depeche Mode, Gary Newman.
All the same people we've been talking about.
Ministry.
There it is.
30 Seconds to Mars, Erasure, Nick Cave, PJ Harvey. PJ Harvey. I wonder, does PJ Harvey make this list?
I don't think so.
All right. I don't know. That might be worth a fight there.
Yeah.
With Rolling Stone. And you can hear, and actually there's another song on here where I think Flood took something from this and put it into another album, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Hey, it worked here.
Yeah, it worked here.
Let's move on over to Down in It, song number 3.
We are down in it.
We are down in it. Indeed, just under 20 million listens here. A shorter song. The first two are, pretty close to 5 minutes. Down in It takes you down to sub 4.
Yeah.
So true pop song format here. I know your thoughts on what you told me the other day. You said, is there a better opener out there? The first 3 songs are perfect.
They really are.
Those were your words.
Yeah, fight me.
I was split 50-50 on this one at first. Let me explain.
Okay.
So
Please do.
This is the one that this is the one that we were kind of like foreshadowing. It really talks to 80s hip hop. The kick pattern specifically, and Trent's rapping, for lack of better words, high pass filter on his voice the whole time. The first time I heard it, and the second time I heard it, and maybe the third time I heard it, I was like, this is cheesy AF, dude. And he's like, but then as I listened to it more, it became clear to me he's not trying to rap. Like someone who's trying to rap who probably shouldn't is like a really good example is what's that who sings oh come on, it'll come to me, Blondie. And what's the one?
Rapture?
Now we're eating cars, yeah, and eating stars, and now we're gonna eat guitars. That rap's kind of weird and forced. I actually, at the end of the day, like the tune.
Yeah.
Because it's funky as hell, but it's kind of a lame white rap.
Yeah.
I was worried for a second Trent was going for it, but the more I listen to this tune, the more I'm like, okay, this is kind of go. And I actually don't mind the second and third verse. I think the first one is what hits me as a little more cringe, as the kids would say.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think like content wise, I can see where there's a cheese factor, but there's some lines in here that I love. I'm swimming in the haze now. I crawl on the ground, and everything I never liked about you is kind of seeping into me. Like,
Yeah, he does that. He
Yeah.
has a couple good moments, but man, talk about some. Yeah, we have shifted focus to relationship, and spoiler alert, we're pretty much going to stay there the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me, and I'm a little upset about that because this is that whole perception of Trent Reznor thing. I like the pissed off at church Trent Reznor more than the sappy relationship Trent Reznor.
right?
And not to say this is sappy, there are two that get specifically sappy.
Yeah.
And I will not let the world not hear about them. But this one, I'm generally okay with the message. I do kind of like the writing here. The unexcusable one is the rain, rain, go away at the end. Get that shit out of here.
That was an 80s hip hop though.
I don't care. And this isn't 80s hip hop.
I'm just saying
So heavily influenced.
that was there.
I just like, come on, man. What are you doing? That's filler.
Run DMC did their.
He didn't need it. He didn't need it. Shouldn't have done it.
I figured that'd be the part you didn't like.
Yeah, of course. It was kind of it was just cheesy. But overall, I think in hindsight, I actually do like this song. I wouldn't agree it makes for a trifecta at the beginning, but it does do two things to the virgin ear. One, it shows you there's a different side content wise to Trent, which we're about to go heavily explore.
Yep.
And a different style. This doesn't sound like the first two. I highly doubt Flood produced this one.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't.
And you can really tell it's a little more bricked down the center rather than kind of like ethereal and spacey.
Yep.
There's a lot going on. And then having him kind of, he doesn't shy away from vocal effects ever. And that's to this day.
Yeah.
But having that filter, that bitey, for a high pass filter, a good comparison is like the telephone sound,
Yeah.
like old telephone.
Yeah.
Landline.
Yeah.
He lives in that for the duration of this song.
Yeah. And actually, what's weird about this one, because the production of this song is not my favorite. And 4 people produced it.
Well, and like, you got to think 4 producers, like it's hard to get a square idea.
Yeah.
Right. If everybody's kind of coloring it up.
Well, 1 for each side. 1 producer for each side. You should be able to get a square out of 4 things.
Okay. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah. It's so funny because even though I had this cassette, the line down in it is mumbled compared to I Was Once Above It, right?
Yep.
And so that's what I thought the name of the song was.
Well, yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
And I actually like that chorus quite a bit. I think I like the play there.
Yeah. But he admits that this song is a direct ripoff of the song Dig It by the band Skinny Puppy.
Not Snarky Puppy.
Not Snarky Puppy.
Skinny Puppy.
Skinny Puppy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, good on him.
Yeah.
Give some credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I've come around. I do not mind the song. Which moves us into song number 4, Sanctified. Well, so yeah, if I say you're singing the bass line, definitely a P bass, by the way. I'm an aficionado. It's so cool to hear some analog instruments because you get your first really out front guitar in this song as well. Mm-hmm. And dare I say, is there turntable scratching at some point in time?
I feel like there is. Yeah.
If not, it's someone doing a really good like Morello effect on their guitar with a pick.
Yeah. So the bass line is a sample of the song Sound of Music by Dayton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a sampled slap bass.
Yep.
That's
So it
pretty
very well
cool.
could be a P bass.
It's 100% a P bass. And I like that element of this song. I was 50-50 on this song as well, but for the exact opposite reason. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, cool, new instruments, new style. This is the first song, though, where I don't like Trent Reznor's presentation.
Okay.
I don't like the way he sings it, and I don't like the content of it. It's just so cliche. I'm pretty sure they have the line here where it's like, something, something heaven, but then you showed me hell. Like some 8th grade ass writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like, what I do love about this song is not only do you get that live sounding bass, I didn't know it was a sample, so I pop that bubble for me.
Yeah.
You got this.
Well, it was live.
It was live,
Right.
but then sampled.
Yeah.
You got a really cool kind of. Is it an 808? The drum tom thing going on. It's like
Yeah.
a kind of a soca half thing.
Well, it is like a tabla, like a digital tabla.
Yeah.
It's in it as well.
But it sounds nothing like the other songs up until now. And so I like the song Scape. I unfortunately just feel like throwing a wheel of cheese at Trent Reznor on this one.
I think it doesn't bother me as much. Of course, my context on this is coming out of the 80s where there was a lot of syrup and sap.
Sure.
And so this is far tamer than a lot of like,
Relatively dry.
yeah, this is not like a power ballad.
Heard. No, that
Right.
makes sense.
You know, from the 80s, like hair metal scene or anything like that. So this is gentle as far as the cheese is concerned.
I'm just saying, we've gone from Head Like a Hole to this.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm not hot on in this song, and it's along the same lines, is just the chorus. Mm-hmm. You know, justified, sanctified, like whatever the three big words he yells. It's just a little too repetitive. I imagine this does well live. I really hope that when they play it live, they use that freaking crazy cannon sample.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they do because I think he did it when I saw him.
Which is weird because you get this crazy loud, like, and I'm not talking like cannon, I'm talking like kaboom.
Yes.
And it does that, and then there's a weird glitch sound after that. That's
Right.
totally digital. It's like, that's an odd pairing, but I like that part.
Right. But these lyrics are the chorus are the progenitor to Closer. Because I'm justified, purified, sanctified inside you. Mm-hmm. And Closer is I want to feel you from the inside.
Yep.
Yeah,
Closer's a far better song than this.
Far better song.
I'm glad we're on the same level there.
Oh, yeah.
So I like the soundscape. I just, and his vocal performance during the verses here also, I just don't get the same intensity out of him.
Yeah.
And there's my gripe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to like every song.
Yeah, it's fine. So my final note was in song 3 and song 4, where I was kind of 50-50. I'd say I'm up on 3, down on 4.
Okay.
But
I'm still up on 3. Up on 4. And I'm also up on 5. But what's interesting about this,
Yeah.
what's interesting about this is here's another transition. Like the songs just bleed right into each other.
yeah,
Beautifully.
I will say this, across the board, the transitions across the songs are awesome.
Yeah. So the next song is called Something I Can Never Have.
Yes.
So have you ever listened to Symphonie Fantastique by Hector Berlioz?
No.
Okay. So Symphonie Fantastique is an interesting story in that he wrote it. It's a story of unrequited love, as this song is as well. And so Berlioz apparently was watching Hamlet, a presentation of Hamlet, and fell in love with, well, actually he fell in love with Ophelia, but he says he fell in love with the actress who played Ophelia, but he fell in love with the character Ophelia. And was interested in her, was a little creepy, stalked her a little bit. She was like, He writes Symphonie Fantastique, which is a 5-movement symphony about unrequited love.
We have talked about this.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it on air in season 1.
Maybe we did.
I remember this story now.
Yeah. It didn't go so well in the end. Once she found out about the symphony, she fell in love with him. They got married. Things didn't go so well. But the story of unrequited love goes back for generations.
Yeah,
and that's really what this is that. And so let me hear your hate for this song.
So this one, I think Dan and I got together earlier in the week to take care of some business. And I think during that evening, I told him, I was like, this is my, I just can't, it can't keep my attention. It's too damn slow. He's not a balladeer. I'm not a big lyrics guy to begin with. I've said it a million times on this podcast. And there aren't enough musical things happening to keep my attention throughout the course of this 6-minute song.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really change his dynamic. I rely on Trent to amp things up. And it feels like his dynamic level is like mezzo forte and up. He really has a hard time getting under that. And a song like this could really benefit from if he was an effective, mezzo piano singer.
Right.
And I just don't think it's in his kit. I don't think it's something he's good at.
Yeah.
Especially on your freshman album. I don't want to not like this song. And there are elements that I do enjoy. I think some of the swells that are happening on some of the key effects are really nicely placed. I think the production of the song is actually very good. And he does finally start to ramp up at the end dynamically. The last minute of this song is very interesting to me. It just took 5 to get there.
I understand. To me, I love the introduction, how it comes in with this piano part.
It feels cinematic.
It really is. And actually, this song was featured in Natural Born Killers.
Good placement.
Yeah, and it happens to be. I'm assuming you've seen the movie.
Yes, I have.
So when they get kind of like stranded in the desert and they're tripping on mushrooms, and they're having their argument before they go find the Native American guy. And,
Spoiler alert.
Right. And there's a whole argument going on there, and this is the backing track for it, and it's perfect for that. To me, I can see what you're saying. To me, that's the slow build. And as he goes through the chorus, again, the song's, you wouldn't know the song is a major song.
It's funny you mentioned that. And I want to pay him a compliment here.
Yeah.
He has so many fun things he does that play outside of rules, and they get into some modal stuff.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you go back to Head Like a Hole.
Yeah.
That's a major chorus,
I know.
which is crazy because he's singing minor thirds the entire song.
Right, but then Richard Cheese comes in and starts.
It's fantastic. This major chorus, and you don't really notice it until you dial in. The other one is, and down in it,
Yeah.
you got, you end up with something that ends up feeling a little major, but he's singing a flat 2 on it, so you end up with like this like Locrian kind of sound.
Yeah.
That I don't. Did he know he was singing that specifically? No, but he knew he was putting this tension note in.
He sure did.
Over a major note, and and so he was building this great discomfort, and I don't think that's a mistake. I think he really owns that. He's like, oh yeah, this is the kind of tension I want.
Yeah, and the chorus in this one, they make this all go away. To me, is gut wrenching because he's going through here. I'm just down to one thing, and I'm starting to scare myself. Like he's feeling lost here. And then when he finishes, I just want something I can never have, and it goes to like the F major, and it's just like.
He says that a few times at the end too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think for every like one well-written line in this one, there's like a line of what I consider filler, and I think that's my problem here. I really tried. After you and I spoke on Monday, I really sat back down and listened to this one. I like where it sits on the album.
Yeah.
Right halfway through.
Yeah, and the other thing to me, story-wise, even though I can see where you're going, is like lyrically he goes in, and it's like the third verse, and everywhere I look, you're all I see. Okay, that's corny for sure. Just a fading fucking reminder of who I used to be. Like,
yep.
So the idea is I mean, like, whether he's putting the blame on her. Apparently, this was a story. The background behind this, I from what I could tell, is he ran into an ex. They hit it off again, like, oh, and he got all excited, and she's like, yeah, no, man, I'm married, or whatever.
Yeah,
and so he just like,
trashed,
yeah.
And it plays that way. By the way, if that is the story,
yeah,
you feel it.
And he's 24 when this album comes out, which is still on the younger side, not like 17 young. But if you think about like, so me hearing this at 17, and think about like high school emotions and how devastating everything is. Not that it's not But when you put it in hindsight, you're like, that's nothing.
Well, you lack experience.
You lack
too.
experience.
And so sometimes I think being put plain the way he's presenting this, I see how that could stoke a lot of emotion from the listener base.
Yeah. And we should probably move on from this, but there's an amazing performance of this. You can see it online, which is from Woodstock 94.
That's still a good one.
Yes, that's not the sepsis and rape and murder Woodstock. That's 99. What a mess. We should do an episode on that.
We could do a side piece on that.
Whew, that was a mess. But it was 94. But in 1994, there was a whole issue with rain, and right before Nine Inch Nails went on stage, they engaged in some of the mud, and they're just all completely covered in mud.
Oh, is this the one with where Green Day was doing it, and they're all sliding down the hills?
Yeah.
During the Dookie album. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. And so anyway, the performance of this, actually, there's a great performance of Head Like a Hole from that show as well. So
yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's lit.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that puts us dead smack in the middle of the album. What do you say we take a quick break?
Let's do that. I kind of want to.
This week in music.
This is your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week ending February 21st, 2026. First up, the Foo Fighters announced their new album called Your Favorite Toy. The album's set to be released on April 24th via Roswell Records and marks the 12th studio album from the band. On February 19th, the Foos released the album's title track. According to Dave Grohl, the song captures the feel of the album as a whole and marks a creative new chapter for the band. The full album was recorded in Grohl's home studio, where it was co-produced by Foo Fighters and Oliver Roman. This also marks the first Foo Fighters record featuring drummer Ilan Rubin, who stepped in following the dismissal of Josh Freese, which resulted in a high-level personnel swap between two of the biggest camps in rock. Rubin officially left Nine Inch Nails to join the Foo Fighters, while Josh Freese exited the Grohl-led camp to return to his former seat behind the kit for Trent Reznor. The drummer swap hasn't escaped the notice of the academic world either. Dr. Eris Thorne, a senior musical anthropologist at the Prague Institute of Rhythmic Pathology, stated,
"What we are witnessing is a closed-loop musical ecosystem, an fractious, borderline incestuous experiment in rhythmic inbreeding. A high-fidelity, human centipede of 1990s alternative music. By surgically grafting the pulse of Nine Inch Nails onto the nervous system of the Foo Fighters, they has created a biological loop in which the same creative bile is simply passed from one stadium icon to another and excreted as a new chapter. It's a multi-limbed corporate organism that has finally achieved the industry's ultimate goal, a state of total self-sustaining artistic circle jerk."
I don't know about Dr. Thorne. I think the new song sounds pretty good. Forget about second acts in American life. TV legend William Shatner is gearing up for his fourth or maybe 10th act. The 94-year-old actor, best known for playing Captain James T. Kirk on the original Star Trek series, as well as Police Sergeant T.J. Hooker in the 1980s, is boldly going where even he hasn't gone before. The multi-hyphenate performer made his musical debut in 1968 with the Beyond Bizarre, The Transformed Man LP, featuring his florid readings of the Beatles' Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and Elton John's Rocket Man. He has announced that he's prepping for his first heavy metal album. Shatner's announcement came via Instagram, where the 94-year-old was pictured awkwardly cradling a Gibson Les Paul like a confused grandfather at Guitar Center. He's promising a project forged in cosmic fire, featuring 35 metal virtuosos and a wall of thunderous guitars. Expect some exciting tracks, as Shatner is taking on legends like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and Judas Priest. He's describing the album as a gathering of forces and an unapologetic exploration, which, let's be honest, is just a high-concept way of saying that we're about to hear Captain Kirk dramatic pause his way through War Pigs. And finally, a cautionary tale out of a rehearsal space in Dayton, Ohio, where a local guitarist has reportedly been left traumatized after his drummer gifted him a metronome for his birthday. Witnesses say the drummer intended the device as a helpful tool for the band's upcoming demo, but never imagined that the introduction of a steady pulse would actually make the guitarist's timing significantly worse. The guitarist was found 3 hours later standing in the corner, Blair Witch style, with the metronome shattered amongst the floor. Later, after his extrication, he told reporters, quote,
I always assumed that the one was more of a loose suggestion or a concept. But this tiny plastic box is relentless. It's a ticking fascist.
The band has since disbanded, citing creative differences. This has been your Backwards Beats Weekend News for the week of February 21st, 2026. We hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to salt your melons.
Did you hear Snoop Dogg lost another grandchild?
I did not.
Not even funny. The kid was like 10 months old or something like that.
That sucks.
Yeah, preemie. Typically, we try and open the segments with something more taboo. Like, I thought about it.
I got nothing for that.
I looked at you and I was like, oh, I wonder if he knows. I feel real bad for Snoop, you know?
I do as well. I can't crack a joke on that one.
That must be so crazy, though, to have all of the resources.
Yeah.
And it just won't buy you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another crazy headline I read today. Apparently, like, Lil Jon's son is, like, lost.
Oh, I did. I saw that. I saw the headline.
I was like,
yeah.
And I just like read like the Reddit headline, so it's unclear to me if like he's missing or like maybe he got into some like bad stuff and is like was taken away missing. Like,
yikes!
You don't know.
Yeah,
and you're just like, once again, you don't need to be involved in any bad stuff if you have Lil Jon money, but that's crazy as a father, right? As fathers, I don't know how people would handle that. I couldn't.
No, me either.
Some wild stuff.
It is.
It makes me want to talk about Nine Inch Nails. So for those who may have stepped away during their break or been enjoying their day during their commute and use that as a natural breaking point, we're still looking at the album Pretty Hate Machine by Trent Reznor and his... you call it a band? Nine Inch Nails is a band?
He does.
Yeah.
It's kind of like... It's not the same as St. Vincent.
Or AWOL Nation.
Right. Because he eventually kind of forms a band, but it's still his show.
Yeah.
At this point, it's him. Nine Inch Nails is him. And there's nothing, in my mind, wrong with is having that facade up because it gives you options.
Yeah, I kind of like taking the persona, the personal name out of it, and giving it the option to breathe,
right,
or the option to involve others.
Or if he just wants to do like straight ahead jazz as Trent Reznor, he still gets to do that.
He does that, right?
You know?
When he scores movies or whatever films, it says Trent Reznor. It doesn't say Nine Inch Nails.
Right. He's done Up, Soul.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The Soul one, which I think we've talked about on the podcast before, very early on. That one blew my mind that he picked up Soul.
Yeah.
But really cool. And then God knows how many horror flicks.
Yeah. Well, he was also, we mentioned Natural Born Killers. He was musical director on that as well.
So cool. I mean, talk about a talent, a skill. Like, that's a very unique market to be in.
Yeah. And if you ever saw the movie Seven.
Oh, yeah.
He played into that.
So cool.
Yep.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Yeah. And even in the opening credits, you have the "Get Me Closer to God" sample, from Closer.
How about that?
Is in that.
I'd have to look back and turn on Seven again.
Yeah.
Well, song number 6 here. Kinda Want To.
Yeah. So this is his least favorite song.
Okay. Say more.
He regrets it. He says it's the weakest song on the album, even though it's heavily influenced by, I would say, some early like Chicago house kind of stuff.
Yes. Okay, cool.
UK acid kind of stuff. You get out of here. But this is the song. There's a guitar part on here that I feel, even though I don't think Flood, I'll look, I don't think Flood produced this, but there's a guitar part in here which is the same like guitar sample or sound that's in Mysterious Ways by U2 on Octane Baby, and Flood did produce
So
Octane
that
Baby.
would be the grab.
That'd be the grab in my opinion. And I feel like there's a combination of Mysterious Ways by U2 meets Feel Real by Jesus Jones.
Oh man, the Jesus Jones is a great pull right here.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Both of them came out after this, but
is that the same album that I had right here, right now?
Yeah.
With like that was his calling
that's
card.
a good album.
I've never given it the full listen, and I'm quite aware I need to.
Yeah.
But I am familiar with probably 3 or 4 of the tunes on that album.
We actually sat down and listened like the very opening track of that song. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it just comes in like balls to the wall. So
Yeah, it's a powerful album.
yeah.
Yeah, my note says, I'm sure there's lyrical content here that supports the shift in energy, but I can't really focus on it because of the sheer amount of chaos of drum kits that are flying around. This song is so hype.
Yeah.
And it's like every 4 measures, no lie, it's a new drum loop. And some are like hi-fi sampled, some are obviously like lo-fi sampled, some are obviously drum machine, some are obviously analog drums that were recorded.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's synth flying around, there's weird industrial sounds, and some things are panning fast as hell left to right. Mm-hmm. The whole song, it feels like one of the chase scenes in like Gone in 60 Seconds once Nicolas Cage steals a car, you know?
Yeah. That, I get more Ronin vibes. But
Totally.
yeah,
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it makes the heart flutter.
Yeah. It seems like, hey, do you want to do the sample? And he's like, I kind of want to.
Yeah, I mean, when you say like earlier, there's 4 producers on it. This is the one I'd think is that it's like everybody brought their own favorite break beat to the party. It was like, yeah, put this in.
It's just him and John Fryer on this one, but
It's manic.
Yeah.
How much cocaine did they blow making this song, dude?
a lot.
It's very, very industrial. It's wild. It might not be like the deepest Trent feel, but I'll tell you what, I was starting to kind of like glaze over from all the sappy lovish shit. Mm-hmm. And like, we're back, baby. Like, I was like, I don't even care what you're saying right now. I just want the power of this. And he's back in the vocal zone. I like him where he's just like in command. I couldn't tell you a word he says, but he's yelling and he's
Yeah. You know, he kind of wants to.
yeah. And you feel it.
Yeah.
And so I like it fine. I also, in the same right, see how as an artist he could come back and be like, that's not my least favorite song, because it's just pure chaos.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, though, is even though he doesn't like this song, this was one of the songs that got him his record deal.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like nothing else.
Yeah.
In '89, ain't no one putting this out.
So one thing that happened is when he recorded his demos for a lot of these things, they were a lot from what I heard. I've heard a couple of the demos were a lot more chaotic like this. And then they started doing some live shows and getting a band. He's like, this stuff's too hard to do live. So he actually simplified most of these songs.
I mean, that makes sense.
And which sometimes you don't do that for the album. You're just like, okay, let's go ahead and dump in everything. And then there's some bands that are like, actually, I want to be able to play the album live without having to have backing tracks and whatever.
That's the thing. You can get into the old like Zappa debate or Steely Dan debate there where, they were band oriented. They wanted that. But then you look and you're like, are Philip Glass and Amon Tobin pulling punches? No.
No.
But they don't care about a band. I guess whose bands you don't see.
Right.
Those two. I mean, Philip Glass, you can make the argument he's a composer, right? More than, a performance artist.
Sure.
But you have to decide what you want to do with it. I'm glad he chose the route he does. Or I'm glad he chose the route he did.
Yeah.
And currently does. And that 9 Inch Nails gets a chance to be a performing band.
I heard some quote that said that this is the most dance floor friendly song. I think you could dance to a lot of songs on this album.
I think put it this way, what style of dance?
Right.
Here I could see like a club, warehouse. You mentioned like Chicago, like Detroit scene.
Yeah.
I could actually see people like pulling dance moves. Head like a hole's a mosh pit.
Sure is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to see these guys in 1990.
Yeah.
It was all mosh pit.
Oh, I'd be right in there, dude.
It was so good.
At the tender age of 40, almost 2, I will still be up in that bitch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, if you want to go to the mosh pit next week, it's $500 a ticket.
Jeez, where are they playing?
CMG.
Again?
Yeah.
Man, so they're hitting CMG twice in a half year?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, there's always the chance you can pull that last minute Craigslist ticket. We should look at that.
Yeah.
And then last minute bail from the podcast and just go to CMG and see Nine Inch Nails. Are they playing alone or do they have someone with them?
I didn't look because
I'd love to see who they're billing with.
Yeah.
You know, how cool would that be?
Yeah. They have a cool setup because it's a 2-stage setup. One, when I saw him last, he started basically just solo piano and him doing some of his slower stuff. Goes to the main stage and he comes back and it's all like the sample, like house style stuff going on. And then they go back it goes back and forth between stages. It's a cool setup.
Well, you get a nice variety there.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move over to song number 7, Sin.
I would say this is the most danceable song.
I think this is very danceable.
This is more like Lady Gaga.
Well, you got to wonder if she pulled from it.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to go into that. I bet she did. And I bet she'd be gracious and say she did.
Yeah, I'm sure she would.
Because if you think about all the kind of like adjacent stuff we've spoken about, like the Detroit dance music scene, when we were talking about her album, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be stuck in Trent Reznor really talking about, you know, one-on-one relationship with partners, love, lust, whatever it might be, this is the style of the love song or lust song or you drive me insane lady song I like.
Okay.
It's not sappy at all. It's synth forward. It cooks. And he sounds intense the whole way through. He's not pulling back. He's not putting himself in a place where I'm like being judgy.
Yeah. Yeah. The music video for this, the original one was shelved by MTV. It was deemed too sexually suggestive for MTV in 1990.
He uses the same few sexually suggestive lines over and over again in different kind of ways. It feels like throughout the course of the album.
Yeah.
There's a lot of inside of you and cum things going on, you know. And then I don't know why. I can't listen to him talking about like a guy who's, in my mind, supposed to be like borderline like Marilyn Mansoning on one side, like dark strobe light flash club fist in your face guy. Every time he's like talks about like in your kiss, I'm like, shut up, Trent.
He's sensitive. You just think he's not.
I know. I'm trying to build. But it's because I grew up listening to things like Closer, and I'm like, you know, I want you like an animal is very different.
Yes.
Than the way you kiss. So you
Right.
see? So I feel like that I can't get over that hump. That's a me problem, not a him problem.
But You Take Me Closer to God is just as cheesy if you really break it down. It just sounds so damn good when he sings it.
Indeed. And also the fact that he pretty clearly doesn't believe in God. But like, and he contradicts himself because it might be this one, or it might have been over in Something I Can Never Have. This is whole like, and I pray something, and you're like, no, you don't. You clearly don't.
It may be more the metaphorical pray.
Of course it is, because none of us really play on this stuff when you're talking about it in a pop song.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some folks do. I certainly don't.
Yeah, so this is my least favorite song on the album because when it comes down to this, your kiss, your fist, it's a little too. But there's a funny thing in here is, you know, the song "You Spin Me Round Like a Record."
Yeah.
By who is the band? It's Dead or Alive?
I don't know.
I can't remember. You spin me
right round. It just reminds me of the end of The Hangover.
Yeah. So, funny thing about, so when I hear this, I hear that. And that song came out in 1984. And I remember the song was played ad nauseum on the radio. And sometime, maybe it's like 87 or something like that, I was sleeping and we had an earthquake. And I had up on my shelf, I had this radio, like a small radio, and it fell off the shelf and turned on. And that was the song that was playing, which I thought was funny after an earthquake. So I woke up, I was like, it was perfect because I woke up knowing that must have been an earthquake because it was noticeable enough.
Shook my AM/FM clock radio off the wall.
Yeah, and that was the song. And then when I hear this, there's part of it reminds me, the synth part in this reminds me of that song. And I think I might like that song better.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's truer to itself. To me, I feel like this is his synth pop stylings coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually progressive for his time because again, I think there's stuff that comes in the future that stole from this.
I'm willing to follow you down that path in the sense that as this album progresses, storyline, there's really nothing here, but no. I will say there is stylistically. It does mature a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I mean that in a complimentary way, but it's like it goes through some sound maturation. Mm-hmm. Like you start to hear different like instruments used. Like there's like a very obvious DX7 earlier in the album. Now you start to hear some more soft synths that are a little more choosy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not like, oh my God, partial to Sin. I'm also, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fine. I do like the energy of it.
Yeah. I used to fast forward it on my Walkman.
There you go. That says enough.
Yep.
No, speaking of songs I don't like though, we can scoot on over to That's What I Get.
So this has an interesting sample. There's a drum sample from the 1961 song called Night of the Assassins by Les Baxter.
Okay.
Which is actually...
that could be fully made up and I would not have any reason to doubt you.
Yep. This is basically just the bass part with a bunch of glitches in it.
Yeah. It's this song as a song never comes to a full moment in my mind. Like they just... maybe they were trying to trick us, and it was like a redactive exercise where you're like, cool. Can I have like a bass line, something in the upper frequency, and a drum part? And they're like, no, pick two.
Yeah,
pick one.
Yeah, and I do hear Depeche Mode in this, and I hear a little bit of Soft Cell in this.
Ooh, Soft Cell, good one.
Yeah,
most well known for Tainted Love.
Love that song.
Great tune.
Which Marilyn Manson did a cover of.
And not so good.
Not so good.
The what drives me insane is there's nothing to latch onto on the tonal forefront for me. They're really just kind of exploring synth and sample. And then what really drives me insane is his fucking words and his presentation on this one. My note is this sounds like a Midwestern emo song. And it is literally cheesy. You cannot win me over on this one.
No, this one doesn't hit me that hard either. I like this more than Sin because I just like his vocal presence in the chorus, in the That's What I Get, because it's just him screaming it. And I just love the sound of his scream. But this song doesn't have much going for it. It's mostly a bass-driven track with a bunch of synth glitches. But I will say the bridge, this song has a bridge.
And it's the chord chart in the bridge, I don't mind.
It's the same Deep Ocean as You by The Cure.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what I think it is. I mean, Cure, that came out in 1990, but...
And people have ways of stealing bridges. There's only so many freaking chords you can use. Once you've exhausted the obvious ones in a song, you're like, okay, we got 2 or 3 more left. Yeah. It's very common when we're in my studio and I'm trying to help someone write a bridge or form one. It's like, hey, we've been playing... whatever the progression might be, like, 4, 5, 6, 1 or whatever. And so what do we do for the bridge? Well, we haven't used the minor 2 yet. Or you check down.
Yeah.
The bridge chords are good, but they abandon every other sound source in the song for this weird pulsating, sweeping new tonality, and it's just distracting as hell.
Yeah. I fact-checked myself. It's the same Deep Water as You. It's the name of the song.
That's cool.
I think I said that wrong. Yeah.
I'm just glad AI will get it correct now.
Yeah. Same Deep Water as You by The Cure, which is off of Disintegration, one of the best albums ever made.
There you go. Where will it be on the top 500 list?
In top 100, I think.
Okay. I mean, I welcome that.
Yeah. Such a good album.
Yeah, this song to me, this is very skippable to me. In fact, I have skipped it on the album. I wish it wasn't there.
Yeah, I like it more than Sin, mostly because I'm not a big techno house guy, and I don't think that Sin is as good of a techno house song as I would want to hear.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. This is okay.
I can't sit the words, bro. Luckily, and thank God, the next song is the best song on the album, The Only Time.
Otherwise known as Honky Tonk Woman.
Yeah, well, so I've got so many fun little musical references in this one. This song slaps. This song, I would say single-handedly, but that's a lie. Just is such salvation for this album. But I will say single-handedly is salvation for the latter half of the album.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful high point. And for multiple reasons. You get the best version of Energy. I love the tempo, and you get the best version of Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
He's got attitude versus Trent Reznor. He's got big chorus, fun, screamy, devilish, devious. I'm gonna, do something weird. Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
He's awesome in this song.
Yeah, he really is. The reason I said Honky Tonk Woman is the snare sample is literally from Honky Tonk.
Oh,
Woman.
it is?
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
No, this song sounds to me, especially coming out of the verse, it sounds like spooky.
Yeah.
Love is kind of crazy with a spooky little boy like you,
Yeah.
right? It was like Carole King.
Yeah.
And the way he phrases it, but it sounds like it's spooky as covered by Prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these choruses are so Prince-esque in my mind.
Yeah.
And I adore it.
Yeah. And then when you get to the hook, when you get to the musical hook in this is great. That
so awesome.
And then when they get into the halftime drums.
Well, so this is the signature sound.
Yeah.
That chorus has you'll hear this again in the Closer, notably. Their chorus is very similar.
Yes, this is another progenitor to Closer.
But you end up with that kind of, it's like demented circus music, but in the best way. It's a hard 2 groove.
Yeah.
Boom. Boots and Cats, slow with this opening hi-hat.
Yeah.
And everything just kind of pulses. And the bass always does this thing. It's like a hard-tuned arpeggio, but it's really just a small arpeggio to get to the octave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Oh my God, this song is good.
It really is. And yeah, this is a progenitor to Closer. And I'm sure we'll talk about Closer because I've got to imagine Downward Spiral's on this list.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think if they're going to keep cherry picking, I mean, Downward Spiral, I'm more familiar with that album. And I can already tell you that's more what I hear in my head.
And I feel like that album hit harder too. But then again, Bonnie Raitt got Nick of Time, and maybe
that could be it.
That could be it, yeah.
Rolling Stones is a weird place.
Yep.
Love the live drum break thing that goes on here and how it is soloed for so long and then reintegrated. You ask yourself the question, has it been here the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is really cool because it's kind of filtered
and
it's supported by a lot of digital drum. You have another bass line in this song that's at least analog adjacent.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. And then live for many years, they would perform this song and segue directly into a cover of Adam and the Ants' Physical.
Olivia John Newton?
No, Adam and the Ants.
Oh, okay. Adam and the Ants.
Physical, You're So. Whereas hers is Let's Get Physical.
Ah, that song's awesome.
Yeah. I just have the biggest crush on Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine just watching her sit there and workout gear in that music video and do it.
We didn't have the internet back then, so.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Have fun pausing that one.
I just had that in the Sears catalog.
Don't look under my bed, Bob. Where are all your socks? And then here you get some great writing too. Some of these lines, the devil fuck me in the back of my car line is awesome. Like everything's firing full cylinder here.
Yeah.
Such a redemption for me.
Yeah.
Like I really, really enjoy this song. This song is funky. This is the kind of song that would move on to, I'm positive, like Chili Peppers early on.
Yeah.
Would pull from like this kind of energy, This is the stuff I like.
It's a good song.
Oh, that's a great song. I'm gonna stop gushing about that. We can move on
To Ring Finger.
Ring Finger. Yeah, this is a long one. It's the last song on the album.
It is.
And I was talking about kind of how things mature, right? Mm-hmm. This is a very mature sound to end your album on.
Yeah, well, it has a prominent guitar scratch sample.
Does it now?
Taken from the song Alphabet Street.
Okay.
By Prince.
Deep cut. I'm familiar with the tune.
Yeah. And also, it's my favorite sample on the album, because I'm a big Nothing Shocking fan. They sample I Had a Dad by Jane's Addiction off of Nothing Shocking.
How about that?
Yeah. It's very obvious when it comes in. So the song, like you said, this is actually a bit more pop oriented.
And it's a little more tame.
Yeah.
Initially, at least.
Yeah.
It's like a really clean oscillating synth for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like probably like a 30, 40 second intro, honestly.
Yeah.
They really like air it out. Yeah. And so you immediately go like, all right, cool. We're going to be in like Trent Reznor's composer cinematic hat.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
It feels like it was intended to be the last song of the album.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, just a quick note, if you look at the first two and the last two songs of the album, thank God, those bookends really do some lifting.
They help if you're not a fan of the middle. But you got to work the middle sometimes.
Nice. There's plenty of good sitting outside of it, but in my mind, the first two and last two are like, yeah, we're good. Like we're beyond good.
Yeah.
He's sitting back in the mix, his vocals a little bit on this one.
Yeah, he's not doing his thing.
And I like him there. He becomes part of the soundscape rather than let's focus on a lead singer type of energy.
Yeah.
Do you know who produced this offhand?
Let me tell you,
because this is a newer style. Nothing else on the album sounds like this.
Just him and John Fryer.
Yeah, which is crazy because Fryer also made the most manic insane song on this album.
That's true.
I like the overall build of this song. You really can kind of dynamically build into a bigger moment. I think in a way it's parallel to something I Can Never Have. This is just like the good version for me.
Incorrect.
There's also a really, really good guitar. You want to call it a solo or a feature?
I think more of a feature.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear it, and it opens the door, because I think there's a population out there who would say, "Oh, 9 Inch Nails, that's a metal band."
No.
I think there's a population in the 90s of people who would say that. I'm not saying they're right, Daniel.
They're wrong.
I agree. But I think a lot of people look at industrial, when you look at this, hardcore industrial, and they put that into the greater metal place. Mm-hmm. And I think
in 1989, you had bands like Metal Church and Testament. That was metal in 1989.
I'm
right?
talking, but I'm talking about how people view 9 Inch Nails in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Think about who are the metal bands in the late 90s, by the way? Actually, a really weak scene.
Right.
I mean, when Power Man 5000 had a stage, we're doing pretty bad. Right? And, they obviously tried to ride this train. And so I think that having a big distorted guitar that's really chewy is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it helps get you included into more circles. That's the argument I'm making.
Yeah. 80s metal sounds nothing.
No. 80s metal is when metal was really alive, and you had every branch of metal, and the hair metal, and the proggy sounding metal. Yeah.
Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
like
that's real metal time.
Like
metal went so
Judas
foo-foo.
Priest.
Went so foo-foo
Yeah.
in the 90s, and then honestly into the early 2010s. Then it really popped off. You finally got the Lamb of Goders really holding it up, and then you could have your offshoots. I don't like Five Finger Death Punch, but they kind of did their metal thing. New metal doesn't count, by the way. Limp Bizkit's not metal.
I don't know what it is. It's not metal.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
It's heavy guitar.
Precisely, and I think that helps.
Yeah.
It opens up a door for him.
But Janet Jackson had Rhythm Nation, which had
Hell yeah.
Heavy guitar in it too.
Metal Janet. Duh.
Yeah. This is doing power chords, man.
Yeah. Any other notes on this one?
I Had a Dad. Jane's Addiction. I already said that.
There it is.
Just comes out of nowhere. It's just so funny.
It does. It is. That is kind of just.
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you it was Jane's Addiction, but I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. We should check out I Had a Dad. It's such a great song.
I will. I mean, I live here. Let's turn it on. Overall, big question: would you hit it?
I already have for as long as this album's been out.
Yeah.
I had this album downloaded when I went to Iceland.
Okay, so yeah, this is one that just lives on the phone.
Yeah. Not all the time, but it did for that trip.
That's a
Yeah.
good.
It's not like Continuum lives on my phone
At all
indefinitely.
times, yes, at
This
all
is not
times.
that level, but I do really enjoy this album.
Yeah, So, does Nine Inch Nails deserve to be on top of the 500 always and forever?
Absolutely.
And you immediately get the checkbox on the reward because they're the pioneer thing.
Yeah.
They champion a style.
Mm-hmm.
My only reservation before jumping into the pool on this is I personally feel like, does this piece, like, I want to now go listen to a few other albums in their entirety and kind of see.
It's got some good stuff.
I'm going to say it does belong on here. Not because I feel pressured to, which I do a little bit, not from you, but just like the populace. I think that this album, as a freshman album, really did a good job showing up and being truly original. I can't think of music that he pulled this from directly. So I think it's really impressive at 24 years old in the late 80s to come up with this. And I think, easily 6 of the songs I will roll forever. 2 I'll shrug at, and 2 I'll make fun of.
Yeah.
But I like the piece overall. I really do. And it was an enjoyable listen.
Well, I'm glad. So I do have a question for you, though.
What would that be?
What's in your ears?
I'm on a new jazz kick, as
Okay.
I'm calling it. Mainly because
NEU?
And no, it's not metal, Dan. There's this whole thing about gatekeeping jazz and how it's not like old bebop. It's not jazz. I don't fucking subscribe.
No,
to it.
I heard that too. It made me.
But
very upset.
it is a thing, and so I've been working on restoring my record player, and I finally got it well. I said good Technique 1200 MK2. Like
Yeah.
a table, like legendary table worth restoring. And now I'm like trying to figure out my power amp setup. All that to say, I was sitting over in the record store the other day, just flipping through, and was pulling some vinyl. And I pulled up Ruby Rushton.
Okay.
And there's a couple different Ruby Rushton recordings. And this stuff, it's so cool. It pulls from all of the stuff that I love. It's got cool, funky, syncopated, modern, like it feels like hip hop and go-go backing. So the same way that you'd kind of have like MF Doom playing with jazz samples, but it's also got these insane players.
Yeah.
Who are truly playing jazz. And so I love the production. This is one of those albums that you can just slap on in the background and really enjoy, or you could get a little stoned and just lay on the couch and really deep dive into it.
Yeah.
It's so utility in that sense. The recording sounds fantastic, and I've listened to it on digital and I've listened to it on vinyl. And even though I don't have like the primo amp situation I want right now, it still sounds better on. It just feels like it's meant to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out if you haven't gotten into Ruby Rushton. If you like Tom Misch and the Yusuf Days stuff, you'll like this. If you like Snarky Puppy, you'll like this. If you like Miles Davis, you'll like this.
Yeah.
It's definitely groove oriented though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So I just want to share something with you. I'm going to share with you what's in my ears, but
I would say, let me ask. Hey Dan, what's in your ears?
what's in my ears? But before I do that, I have to have a proud papa moment because my younger son and I both scrabble our tunes on Last FM. And
Explain to the people what that really means.
so basically, Scrabble is a short term for scribble. It basically, we have a piece of software that's tracking everything we listen to and just putting in a list. And we compete to see who listens the most.
I just wanted to hear bragging rights.
Yeah. But, so I'm going to brag about my son here because I'm like, every once in a while I'm like, because he listens to some pretty obscure music.
Yes, he does.
And I just pulled his listening report up here from, let's see, 31 minutes ago, 43 minutes ago. Okay. How's this for eclectic? Avashi Cohen.
Love it.
Bill Evans.
Okay.
Joe Pass.
Okay.
Frank Zappa.
Oh, he's listening to real jazz and then jazz-inspired rock.
Yeah. Herbie Hancock.
Hell yeah.
Like, there we go.
Oh, he's having a moment.
Proud Papa moment.
That's proud as anything.
Yeah.
Man, some of these old Joe Pass records are
Joe Pass. I
mean, that's some jazz-ass guitar.
Yeah.
And then, like the Herbie Hancock, depends on which era you get.
Yeah, this happens to be Chameleon is the song he was just listening to.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine.
Yep.
Get him
Michael Wolney.
Butterfly,
Yeah. Some good stuff. So
Avicii,
that's what my son's
Avicii
listening to.
Cohen is the real kicker here.
Yeah.
That Israeli insane time signature, killer upright bass stuff.
Yeah. I'll take credit for that. I had recommended that, but the fact they actually listened is a whole other thing.
I had to drum some of his stuff back in the day. I will be the first to admit I never got it right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's actually, I've been doing a lot of jazz, but if I were to look on Last FM, what I listened to the most, other than the stuff preparing for this, it's actually this charming little album called Locust Abortion Technician. Yeah, by the Butthole Surfers.
Hey,
I've been going hard.
I was going to say, who is this?
I've been going hard on Butthole Surfers, basically because it's another '80s thing.
I don't mind. That's not
way better than that piece of shit song. Jesus, the fact that's the song of theirs that made it on the radio.
It was such a weird tune. I had this.
Their stuff is way weirder than that, so I understand why it's the one that made it. But
do you remember sampler CDs? Mm-hmm. You get like people would like be outside of Tower Records handing them out.
Yep.
I remember being handed a sampler CD of probably 6 or 8 tracks. Trying to put new sounds in your ears. Mm-hmm. And the most memorable song off this sampler CD was "Cake." And the song was Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
You know that one? It's an awesome tune. It has all the trappings of a Cake song. It's perfect. Mm-hmm. But I do remember there was this Butthole Surfer song there. I wish I could tell you what it was. If I heard it, I'd know it. And it was not a well-known one. But I remember that was the first time I had seen the name Butthole Surfers and just did not know what to make of it.
Yeah. It's fantastic. All right, last question I'm going to ask for you. So you have a young child.
Yeah.
Do you read any Sandra Boynton books?
So many.
Okay.
Or did. They were really good for like the 1-2-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Now we're a little beyond them. I'm a big fan of all of her work and the songs that they write around it.
Yeah. So she had an album that came out with a bunch of famous people, Blues Traveler and Cake and that sort of stuff. I don't know if you ever listened to that. So.
I never did.
Yeah.
The only one of the songs I actually sought out is I really wanted to hear their version of Barnyard Dance, which is a pretty fun one.
Yep.
And it was very like Charlie Daniels.
Oh, I could almost recite that book to you right now. Holy crap. I read that book a lot.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands, everybody looking for the Barnyard Dance. Cluck with the chicken, slide with the duck. My favorite one's stand with the donkey. Just sad ass donkey in the corner.
Yeah. Wow, it's been almost 20 years since I've read that book. But
those things are so good. I mean, every one of those books just hits. Those Boynton books got us through, man.
Yeah.
Aw.
There we go.
That's what a great reference.
There you go.
What are we listening to this week upcoming?
A lot of songs.
Oh, it's time.
It's time for an anthology.
Diana Ross
and the Supremes.
53?
It depends on it. So it's 50. If you look at the 2002 release, I think the 1974 release is 34 songs. Good luck finding it. So we'll have to figure that out.
If it's an anthology, it's 53 songs. Yeah. I say it every time.
It's a lot. So we're going to have to dig into that. We're going to have to figure out a way to not talk for 5 minutes on 53 songs.
We can't. Simply can't do it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though. Of the anthologies that we've had to go through,
very excited.
I am too. I think we're going to get a lot more diversity because so far a lot of the anthologies or greater works that we've gone through are almost always strictly blues guitar player men, And so here, not only do you get Diana Ross, you get some of the Supremes
Yep.
stuff. And I think we're going to get to go multi-generational to some extent. We can hear some more change here. I'm going to embrace this one with open arms.
Me
I
too.
always do,
Yep.
but extra open.
Yeah. Diana Ross.
What a babe.
For sure.
Well, if you like what you're hearing and if you want to hear more, we always are open to hearing your feedback. So you can catch us on the interwebs.
Yeah. Our email, backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us on Backwards Beats Podcast on Instagram, or join our Patreon, because we're about to embark on a live in-person episode. And so if you're on our Patreon, you might get to pick the album we do.
Yeah, because we're not going to spoil one from the actual 500 list.
Yep.
But you can come be part of what we do if you feel like being in the greater Baltimore area once we schedule this.
Yeah. I have the poll ready to go. I just need to hit send on it. So join us now.
We would love that.
Yeah.
And any other questions, thoughts, or comments, send them our way. We love engaging with you, unless you're a bot that downloads 74 episodes all at once this morning and ruins our numbers.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah. No quiero.
No quiero. Well, I'm Carlos Carter.
I'm Danielle Woodard.
We'll talk to you next week on the Backward Beats Podcast.
Adios.
That was a show about the album Pretty Hate Machine by 9 Inch Nails. Awesome album, Carl thought it would be heavier. Right.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a 2-to-1 production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.